Literally everything is literally so complicated. What's up, guys? It's Migraine Jen. But I'm very excited for this video. We are doing Dr. Phil Show Q&A. I can do better. Welcome to Dr. Phil Show Q&A. I got to go to the Dr. Phil Show with Service Dog Buddy. It was super awesome. And this video is going to be like, yeah, Q&A. You guys know that. Unless you have a migraine like me, then maybe you don't know that. It's been a while since Migraine Jen filmed a video, so let's start with some Migraine Jen rambling. Shoot, I forgot what I was gonna say. This is Migraine Jen, if that's even my real problem. Are my pressure swings triggering migraines, or do the pressure swings themselves act like migraines? That is the question. Oh my gosh, look at this 11 right here. That's how you can tell it's about to get fun. Well, we're gonna film this video first. Oh, I was supposed to tell you something. Hopefully I told it to you. Yeah, let's film Dr. Phil Show Q&A. I've got my notes. That's in every single video, huh? I've got my notes. I have my laptop. Well, sometimes it's someone's first day here and they don't realize that I just forget everything. Oh yeah, hi, if you've never been here before. I know Migraine Jen is a little bit weird, but I'll grow on you. Let's see. Where's my notes? I touch my nose a lot when I'm Migraine Jen. I've learned a lot about Migraine Jen by watching the videos of Migraine Jen while I'm not Migraine Jen. Actually, that has really helped me identify when I'm confused, but I don't realize that I'm confused, and that helps a lot in everyday life. So, pro tip, film yourself. It helps. It helps a lot. What was I pulling up? Oh yeah, Dr. Phil Show Q&A. That's not right. Okay, oh my god, I'm so excited to tell you guys about this. Okay. Obviously, first things first, I got so many congratulations from you guys in the Q&A box, like, for going on the show and stuff like that. You're so sweet. Seriously, thank you. I don't really know how to express my gratitude, but as Migraine Jen, I get very big feels. And so I feel a lot of sincere gratitude toward you right now, but I can't find the words to tell you. It was obviously a really exciting opportunity for me to go on the Dr. Phil Show. They had me and my whole family and my service dog there with them, with me at the show. And so, yeah, I really came in with a circus, but they were really cool and really nice. Am I answering a question right now, or was I just saying something? Oh, I was just saying thank you. Really sweet to get so many thanks from you guys. Sorry, I didn't mean thanks. I meant so many congratulations from you guys that you guys celebrate with me means a lot. Without Diamox, I'm in this constant haze, guys. Let's move over. Here we go. I was going to say thank you for the congratulations, and I also got a lot of thank yous for going on the show because medical gaslighting is such a big problem, and Dr. Phil Show is like doing the show about medical gaslighting, so a lot of people were sending me thank yous for going through all this to go and be on the show and spread my story, so you're welcome. Thank you, and you're welcome. And I love you. Thank you for celebrating with me. My hands are jacked. I think I'm too cold to open them back up. Don't worry though, it's just allergies. Let's go fix my makeup before I film this. This makeup is from yesterday because I was supposed to film yesterday. And I couldn't because I was like this. Got diapers under the bed. Mom life. Diapers, massager, weighted blanket. Now you know. Oh no, what color did I do? Oh crap. How do I make sure they match? I think it's this one. Little corner drama. Should migraine Jen bother? Yes. Oh, that's better. Shaky hands don't belong with pens in your eyes. Oh no, oh no, I can't see. Oh. Okay, good. Hey, honey.
I'm just gonna get you some water or whatever you need.
You're so sweet. I'm vlogging and you had no idea. I'm actually thinking I should probably change my shirt because this one is noisy. Is this getting in the way of the recording? Oh well. 10 minutes in, question number 1. Typical migraine Jen. Good thing I'm not that bad yet. And I'm not in a ton of pain. I'm maybe at a 6. How did you get picked? Who approached who? Dr. Philshow sent me an email, and honestly, I kind of thought it was a scam at first. I was like, this is someone trying to get me on a plane so they can kidnap me. But it was legit. It was definitely the Dr. Philshow. What was your reaction when you first got asked? This is kind of nuts. So my in-laws were actually in town, and they were living in our house at the time. So when I got the email, I was upstairs in my bedroom. I woke up, I was checking my emails, and everyone else was downstairs. And so I just started kind of pacing around in my room like, oh my gosh, what if this is real? So then I went downstairs and I snuck into my husband's office so my in-laws wouldn't overhear. And I was like, dude, I got an email from the freaking Dr. Phil show. And like, honestly, I don't watch the Dr. Phil show, but I have absolutely heard of the Dr. Phil show because it's huge. It's like national TV and it's been on for like 20 years or something crazy. Oh, one sec. I'm getting some vertigo. So pacing, my reaction was a lot of pacing and disbelief and like quiet screaming because I didn't want them to hear it. I'm just a really quiet person while I'm processing. Was that a word? Person? Yeah, person. Yeah, that was me. I'm the person. I'm a really quiet person while I'm processing things, and then once I was like, okay, I can sort of breathe, then I welcomed them in on the excitement. But yeah, a lot of hyperventilating, a lot of pacing, but then it quickly subsided. I get crazy adrenaline rushes from like the potsy stuff. It's like a thing, you know, but like it calms down quick. How was traveling with Betty and the babies? Okay, we wrote this down because this would be really hard for me to say even without a migraine. In 24 hours, we went from a car to a plane to a shuttle to a plane. My freaking computer just restarted. Let me see if I have the document on here. Wow, my computer was hecka fast. Or I'm hecka slow. In 24 hours, we went from a car to a plane to a shuttle to a plane to a plane to a shuttle to a hotel to a shuttle to filming at the Dr. Phil show, to a shuttle, to a plane, to a car, to our family's house. 24 hours with 2 babies and Buddy the service dog. And sometimes normal Jen, but sometimes migraine Jen. And we only slept like 2 hours that night because we had 6 bodies in a hotel room. My sister also came to join us for the filming stuff, so she stayed in the hotel with us that night. So it was straight mayhem. Before we had the babies, I was honestly nervous about flying with Buddy ever because Buddy has never flown before. This was Buddy's first, second, third, and fourth, and I don't know, 5th time flying was this whole cluster of trips. Before I was nervous just to fly with him, but now with the babies, I was mostly nervous about baby A because she always wants to just run everywhere. It's baby A really that I'm worried about. Baby A is difficult to keep pinned down in one place. So when it was really long travel days and like we had to keep her strapped in all the time, both of them, it was just hard. They didn't get a lot of free play where they could actually roam around because floors are gross, you know? I hope I'm doing a good job answering these questions as migraine Jen. Oh my gosh. So remember how many shuttles I mentioned in that list of things in 24 hours? So every single car that we got to was a new car with new car seats that weren't our car seats, and none of them had the car seat strapped in. So every time a shuttle came to us, I had to entertain the babies in the stroller while I had the dog, and my husband was like putting the car seats into the car that we were going to go into. It would have been so nice if those car seats were strapped in. It was just like a lot of logistics. We just needed a lot of extra time to do everything. Because everywhere we went, there was a stop to put the babies in and out, to change diapers, to take jackets on and off, to, you know, something with the dog, or I don't know. And then, yeah, I already said that. Did you have to buy your own dress or shoes? They gave the option. I was allowed to come in with my clothes, but I told them I kind of wanted to wear what they have because I don't have a lot of clothes that fit me since I lost so much weight after I had the babies. So the dress that I wore is their dress. They did give me a bunch of options, and then I chose the one that I liked the best, and it's also their shoes. My hair was just really gently curled, which is why I needed my sister with me. My sister traveled to join us there, and she did my hair before the show. And then obviously like a couple of little touch-ups right before we went on. And then they actually did my makeup. So I went in with no makeup on at all, and they did my makeup like with dark corners. But it was like a really simple look similar to what I do here for you guys. The difference being that they actually put stuff on my face, and I don't typically wear any makeup on my face. If anything, I do like a tinted moisturizer. So it was really weird seeing me with foundation on. Did you know the questions ahead of time? No. Did he ask good questions? Good questions, yes, but his questions were pre-planned, and I didn't know that. And so when I answered the first question, I don't think he really saw it coming, and then he asked kind of like a different random question from his binder, and I was like, hold on, what? Kind of thrown off. Let me see what I wrote down here. I did know that the topic was going to be medical gaslighting, but I feel like my interpretation of what the questions were going to be and what like the spin was going to be wasn't quite right when I was going in. So that's a little bit unfortunate. I think really quickly after that, it wasn't my turn anymore, and then I was just like, oh man, my turn's over, so that's that. I thought I was going to have a lot more time to explain my story, so I feel like I didn't really get past just introducing where I started, and then it didn't get to where I wanted it to go. Was POTS and dysautonomia discussed in depth? No. So the diseases themselves weren't really talked about too much. Since the show was about medical gaslighting, and I'll put links to it. Where's the description? Down. I will link it in the description. My little segment on Dr. Phil. Since the topic was medical gaslighting, it was more about the doctors, the doctor-patient relationship, and why that problem happens. I'm so dry. I'm sorry. Did not take Parasym Plus today. Where was I? Oh yeah, it was more about that, and then it ended off with patient tips for dealing with doctors and dealing with medical gaslighting. Stuttering is a really fun symptom. And so, yeah, that was what we focused on, not on the diseases. That was really hard. What's the next question? Was Buddy on the show? No. So Buddy is like super noisy and distracting, okay? I would definitely want Buddy to be on duty wearing his gear if he was going to be on stage, but the gear has a lot of like metal and clasps, and there's like Velcro and zippers, and if he moved there'd be a lot of scratching, and I wasn't sure how the acoustics on the show were going to be or how much of a bother that would be if Buddy decided to change positions during filming, so I just didn't want to mess with that. So that's the noisy part. The distracting part, I mean, look at him. He's so cute and handsome, and he's such a good boy, and he just sits there and smiles at people, and especially when he's working, he just gets so proud. And so I didn't want him to distract from the really important conversation that we were having, and I didn't want any of the focus to direct toward him. Now, Buddy did travel with me. The show was super accommodating of him. He was with me up until the moment before I got on stage. Like, he stayed in the dressing room with my husband and the two babies, and then we got to be reunited right when I finished filming. And for the whole entire show, I was seated, so I felt really safe doing that. Do you feel that Dr. Phil was validating? He was, but he also wasn't able to talk to everybody in depth. I feel like the people who he did talk to, he seemed really genuine, but it was just like, it was kind of a rushed thing. It was like we all went in, like I didn't even get to shake hands with the guy. He barely said hi to us. We met on set and then he left and then we left. And so it was really just the filming part that was the interacting, and that was it. I have to say that's probably the part of the show that I'm most disappointed about. I was hoping that he would like come to our dressing room and say hi or something, or like once he came on stage maybe come shake everybody's hands that came to like who traveled to go see him. But either way, I am grateful that I had the opportunity to be on the show and share part of my story. Let's see what the next question. He seems very down to earth, is he? Oh wow, this is like literally exactly what I just said, so we'll leave that. Did he run into discrimination or access issues during this trip? Ooh! The Dr. Phil show asked me for my service dog papers. You know how we feel about service dog papers. There's no such thing as service dog papers. No such thing. No such thing as service dog papers. So I had to let them know that I would not be showing them any papers. But they handled it so well, guys. Let me tell you what they said in response. So good. Okay, so what they asked for was the documentation because it was Paramount Studios that wanted to have a copy of it on file. So I told them that in the USA there's no legal service dog documentation, so no, politely no. And then I offered to point them to the ADA website for more info on the service dog laws. I'd be happy to help. It's never helpful to respond to these kinds of requests in anger. It is always correct them in love so that the next person doesn't have to deal with it. It can be a very polite exchange. The person who I was speaking to actually said, okay, that was what they thought, which is very cool. But they figured they were wrong when they asked, so then, anyway, so they asked, so they, whatever, got back to me, going down, skipping a bunch of stuff because it's not important, and then, ta-da, came back to me and said they wanted to pass on their appreciation of my explanation and their apologies for asking the wrong questions. And this employee also sent them the ADA link. So that is what you can accomplish if you are polite and you just politely advocate for yourself, politely educate them. Just let them know what the actual laws are. No hard feelings. Everyone has to learn somehow. This was a really awesome response. I ran into zero issues with any of the transportation, anything on the show, anything on the flights. We flew Southwest. I think that was literally the only tiny hiccup, and it was like, I mean, that's not even a hiccup. That's just like, oh, okay, oops. Should we switch sides? No, we shouldn't. What was your favorite part of traveling with the whole family? For me, my favorite part of traveling with everybody was just having that adventurous spirit again. We haven't done something super hard like this in a long time because we've had a teeny baby for a long time since we had our two girls back to back. Let's see if my baby hairs have been sticking out this whole time, I'm gonna be upset. I think my hair's falling out like a lot. Is that a symptom of anything that I have, guys? Please tell me in the comments. What was I answering? Oh yeah, so Baby A and Buddy, I'm gonna flash up a picture here. Guys, Baby A and Buddy looking out the window together on the plane was just the most amazing thing because for both of them, it was their first plane ride. And Baby B is too young at this point to appreciate that we were flying, but Baby A was really excited and Buddy was really excited about it too. I was wondering how he was gonna handle it when the plane took off and left the ground because like, he's never gone through that. He's been on shuttles and buses and I mean he's been ATVing and boats and all sorts of crazy terrain, but he's never flown. But he didn't seem to care. How did you mitigate symptoms or the possibility of becoming migraine gen during filming? I was like, you know what, if I become migraine gen at filming, then okay, that's the point. That's the worst case scenario is I go out and I'm like, look, I'm still like this, that's the point. The doctors tell me this is normal. I can't follow a sentence. This isn't normal. So that's medical gaslighting. This isn't allergies or anxiety. I did expect that I would be okay because of my stress response. My migraines get pushed off by stress. It's weird. I have like the opposite reaction of most people. Most people, when they're stressed, they get a migraine, but I get a migraine from the crash right after stress. So I'm much more likely to have a migraine right after all of the stress. Let's see. Oh, what I did not anticipate about this whole thing was, like I said, literally no sleep. I think I slept like 2 hours. And also I was super hungry because we woke up at like 4 in the morning. Woke up from not sleeping. I had to do a bunch of breastfeeding and then do my hair stuff. And then we had to get to filming really early, get a COVID test before we were even allowed in and all this other stuff. So, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, since it was so early, we didn't get any breakfast. And we didn't really know what to eat for breakfast. And it was just like, I mean, we had the babies figured out 100%, but ourselves, yeah. So I was like pretty nauseous. Also, I just wake up nauseous every day and just really tired. And that was worse than any of the migraine symptoms that I was having at the time of filming. And then thankfully, I actually didn't get nervous about it until the day it got released. I was like getting random texts from people saying, "Oh my gosh, you're on Dr. Phil right now." And I'm like, yeah, yep, I am. Because I didn't really tell a lot of people in my personal life because I kind of keep even my YouTube from people in my personal life. Like, I don't start the conversation with, "I'm a YouTuber." I don't know how many people in my day-to-day life know that I'm like even on YouTube. Guys, my YouTube actually just started getting recommended to my personal account, which is kind of funny. Did you need or ask for accommodations, or were you comfortable rolling as normal with Buddy? All I do when I travel with Buddy is let everybody know ahead of time that I'm traveling with a service animal, but in terms of accommodations, there isn't really anything that I need. This was Buddy's first time flying, but this was not his first time traveling. Buddy has traveled extensively with us, and that's why I think I was so comfortable with him flying now. We didn't do any uptick in training or anything nuts like that to prepare for this trip. We just went. Although I gotta say, the airport is the ultimate service dog test. There are a lot of wacky behaving dogs in the airport and in the airplane. Anyway, yeah, I was comfortable just rolling as normal with Buddy because usually we don't run into problems. Oh, and then what letting them know ahead of time does is it makes it so that then there's a little flag on your chart, like let's say at the hotel when you check into the hotel. So then the employee who's checking you into the hotel sees service animal written on the chart, and then it makes them less likely to be sketched out when you show up with a dog. And then I actually like to bring Buddy to the front desk when I check in so that they can see how well behaved he is and that he's walking with me and he's not being disruptive. You know, he walks in, he's in his vest. I go up to the window thing. What's that called? Desk counter? Check-in counter? Check-in counter. I gotta stop waving my arms around like this. Go up to the check-in counter with Buddy so that they can see him and, like, you know, I'm not trying to just sneak a dog into the hotel. It just makes everybody feel more comfortable, and then I don't think we've ever really run into huge problems other than that Grand Canyon story. Haven't linked that in a while. I'll link that here. And I also have tips for traveling with a service dog. I made a 3-part series a long time ago, didn't I? That was about our Utah trip, or like tips from our Utah trip. So I'll link that in the description because that's 3 videos. Did I have more questions? Oh, my head hurts. I'm starting to get pain. This is perfect timing for the pain to come. Like right at the end of this is perfect. Bonus, if there's time, tell the suitcase story. Holy crap, guys. Guys, this suitcase story. Do I have it in me to tell the suitcase story? I don't, but I'm gonna try it because it'll be worth it. Okay, here it goes. Okay. So, any more questions? Drop them below. I'll see what I can get to. And guys, thanks for being here and listening to my Q&A and supporting my channel. Love you, bye. See you next time.